So there's two parts to the story and storytelling. There's sort of the story, which is sort of the structure or the strategy, and that gets you to sort of your idea. And then there's the telling the story, which is what inspires people to go and support you. The story elements include the customer and the insights and the narrative structure, the problem solution, and then telling the story includes all sorts of things which make the story compelling. Narrative structures, giving the idea a really great name or giving the journey a name. Really focusing it down, because the tighter the story, usually the more easy it is to recall it and be compelled by it. The visuals, putting on a show, all of these kinds of elements are part of the storytelling. So I'm going to start today by spending some time on structure and also talking about why stories are so powerful. And then we'll talk about telling the story. And I realize I'm with a bunch of scientists here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the science behind storytelling. And please, if I'm getting it wrong from the research I've done, I look forward to feedback and you guys telling me where I can improve on that part of my story. We'll get to that in a minute. So why do stories matter? Well, stories need characters, and products need customers, right? A technology is a technology, it's a tool, but it doesn't become a product. It doesn't become until it's useful to someone, and that's when it can become a product in a business. So you really need your customer, and customers really make you smarter. There's a great illustration of a group who went out with one idea. They met this customer, and they completely pivoted because what this customer talked about, what his need was, made them a lot smarter. Let me show you this little story.
Hi, we're the STEM Kids team. I'm Mary Jean Kuntz, lead entrepreneur.
I'm Dwayne Bowman, technical lead.
And I'm Eve Howard, business mentor.
Our NSF iCorp's journey began with STEM-based digital curriculum to teach kids game design. But during our interviews, we decided to take a step back and learn the most painful educational concerns expressed by parents, teachers, and others.
After 40 customer discovery interviews, our team became overwhelmed with the divergent needs of educators, corporate leaders, and nonprofits. Everyone wanted to collaborate, but no one knew how.
It all started to come together around our 50th interview, when we talked to Eugene, a 7th grade science teacher who inspired our concept.
I collaborated with outside experts on the roller coaster physics project and was looking for a way to find experts in other areas.
That gave us the idea to develop a collaborative platform for teachers, starting with a STEM teacher expert matching tool. We mocked up an MVP, and teachers flooded us with positive feedback.
We still needed to find a revenue model, so off I went to the Bay Area Science Festival at AT&T Park to learn about corporate and nonprofit partner expectations.
Meanwhile, I interviewed EdTech industry leaders, like Bob, the executive director of Teach for Teachers. Then, at the Silicon Valley EdTech Teachers Summit, we found two key potential partners, the Computer History Museum and the Buck Institute for Education.
Our aha moment arrived when a group of kids told an audience of 300 teachers and EdTech experts that they wanted instant access to help for everything.
Now, the STEM Kids team is developing strategic partnerships, pursuing government grants and other funding, and building a globally scalable software tool to provide on-demand connections between teachers and experts.
So they literally said he was the inspiration for the idea. It wasn't like he just tweaked the idea. He was literally the inspiration for the idea. Now, not every customer interview is going to end up with that sort of claim, but this is a great illustration of that. And by the way, when I show these videos, I'm not showing them to sort of say they're perfect in every way. There's some good things about every one of these, and there's some things that can be improved about every one of these. But this one, I think, makes a nice illustration of just the power of how important the customer interviews are. And again, stories need characters, product need customers. That's why this notion of a narrative structure forces you to think about the customer and put them in the middle of the story.